Come on everybody, Justin here. The Winds of Change is the channel name. Thank you for stopping by. Retail Arbitrage today. We are going to TJ Maxx. We're going to see what we can find. Hopefully we can find some good stuff. If we do, then maybe you can go out and find that same good stuff. If we don't, maybe you can learn something along the way anyway. So let's go see what we can find at TJ Maxx to resell on Amazon for more money to make some profit. Okay, looks like they got some clearance stuff up here. You got to be careful when you're checking the clearance with like health and beauty and stuff, because sometimes it has been already opened and then you won't be able to resell that. So we're gonna check out some of this here, some of this over here, a lot of little stuff to go through, and then we'll head over to the makeup. Okay, so right off the bat, I did find these, and I found a bunch of these that were yellow, and they were sold for like $20 each. But these are not doing that. These are $4.50, and they're selling between 15 and 16. Pretty good seller rank. So if we got these brown ones in particular, we could spend $4.50 and we would make about $3. So if I find some other things, I'll stop back by and grab those, but I'm not just going to get those two items, so we'll keep looking. So you have to be careful with some things, and some things just come with experience. This color brightening, it's $7, and it looks like you would make $8 on it. You'd have to get approval for it, which you may or may not, but even if you get approval, which I've had before, this brand Lucetta here, they are really bad about filing IP claims, so letting people sell stuff on Amazon and then they'll come back and say you can't sell that on there, and you could possibly, you know, get in trouble with your account, lose your good account standing. So I'd recommend staying away from anything Lucetta, and that's something that you wouldn't know necessarily offhand unless you're like following other people who are doing this, or you're part of a group, or you've just experienced it. So take that for a tip. You would think that all this Olay stuff, out of all this Olay and Clinique, something would be worth something, but it's just not. I mean, these are selling for like $38, but you're having to pay $24 for them, so you're not really making anything. A lot of the stuff is either you're going to break even, or some of it's even cheaper on Amazon. And it's crazy how some of the prices change on things. These Scottish Fine soaps, this body butter, used to pick these up probably last year, maybe the year before, for $5, and they were selling for like $25. And I mean, we made a lot of money on these. Now they're selling for $10. So it's weird how the different prices change. So you always got to be on the lookout for new brands, and you don't want to get stuck in just looking for the same stuff over and over, because not everything is always worth money on there. Every time, so it changes what's profitable, what isn't. You always want to be discovering new stuff. This area is usually like a little honey hole for me, but there's really nothing going on. These actually would make a lot of money, like $20 or so, but let's see. Get out of here. Yeah, so you'd make like $10 or $20 on these, but they expire 8 of 2022, and it's 5 of 2022. That one looks like it's been used, so we'd have to put that back anyway. But so you really have to be careful. If you scanned that, you'd be like, heck yeah, we're gonna make a lot of cash on that, but it's expired and you couldn't send it in. You can maybe try to send it in FBA. I'm sorry, FBA. You can send it from your own location instead of the warehouse, but it's only a couple months before it expires. I don't think I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, nothing really. A little Smashbox stuff, not really worth too much. So we'll keep moving on. Get that back. This is $8, and it looks like you can make about $4 profit on it. Super fast seller ranking 63,000. Unfortunately, it was open like this, which doesn't mean that it's not new, but I opened it and some of the stuff had been squeezed out and it was all over the cap. So would have been worth it if somebody hadn't came and messed with it. Sometimes if I'm not finding anything in the areas that I normally look, I'll just start looking at other places. Like I may just, start looking at underwear or women's clothing or something like that, and just scanning everything to sort of expand my knowledge of what sells and what doesn't. Socks are another thing that you could look at. especially clearance socks. But I mean, they've got, you know, Adidas, Reebok, Pumas. They got all the name brands. So a lot of times Nikes and Under Armour are what I'll check out. But you can check them all out and just keep learning, keep finding what sells and what doesn't. Coffee and tea. I always check the coffee and tea area and also the food. Didn't see anything today. I thought these were cool, these Peanuts Morning Blend, but they didn't even come up. So none of this that I found was really worth anything, but I have found really good stuff. If y'all follow my channel, you've seen me get some really good deals on tea and also make some pretty good money on it. So don't forget to check that out. You can always check these things too. The only thing with like little stuff like this, like these little spices that are glass, you're going to need to bubble wrap them for FBA, and bubble wrapping, that's going to add, you know, more cost into your overhead costs. So you're going to be making less money on it because you got to spend more on packaging and stuff like that. Checking out the toys, honestly, until it gets to like Q4, so like the last 3 months of the year, places like this seem to not really have any big scores. You can find them every once in a while, but when they start bringing in all their holiday stuff, that's when you'll find a lot more toys. All right, here we go. Calvin Klein. It's a 4-pack of underwear, size medium, and it's normally $42.50. MSRP, we're gonna pay $24.99 for it, and you guys aren't gonna believe this. Crazy thing about this is selling for $80. We're gonna make about $36 each on these. It's got a 40,000 seller ranking, and at first I was like, "There's no way, right? That's not. I mean, why would anybody do that?" But for the last 3 months, I checked the Keep It graph. For the last 3 months, it's been selling with between 2 and like 6 sellers for $80 consistently. Calvin Klein, I've never had an issue with. I've sold it a bunch of times. Never had an intellectual property complaint. No IP complaints. So I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna send it in and I'm gonna see what happens. There's 4 people on it currently. Nobody is the brand, so yeah, that's pretty sweet. $35 profit right there on these Calvin Klein 90s, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there's 5 of them, so almost $200 right there. Nice. Oh, one tip: when you're getting these from TJ Maxx, you need to check, because look at this. This has got some tape on it, where like this has been slit or opened and it's sort of taped down. And every once in a while you'll find one that there's like not the 4 in there, or somebody's opened one and then it's not folded right. They like wiggle it and smush it back in there. And see, this has got a bunch of tape on it. I don't really like that. This here, it looks like this tape here is just to hold this together, but everything looks good in there. So the box isn't really damaged. I might actually just take this tape and just put a new clean piece over it, just a little one there. Yeah, but good to go. So we'll actually just get 2 and then this 3rd one. It looks like that tape is actually from maybe the manufacturer. It's a pretty strange piece of tape for not a manufacturer to have on there. So it looks like that was probably put down on there by the manufacturer. So we'll get 3 of them, and then actually, yeah, not this one because it's got a bunch of side tape. Looks like the box had some damage. And then we'll get this one here, and we'll just put a new clean piece of tape on there. Or maybe it doesn't look bad like that. Send it in like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Good deal. We'll check these other sizes. Whenever you're buying clothes, just because those mediums we're selling for a lot doesn't mean that the other sizes will. So you got to check them all. Treat them all like individual products, all the different sizes and colors. All right, this is the same color scheme, but a different size. This is a small instead of a medium, so we're going to get that one too. It sells for $80 as well, but when we're listing, we're going to have to remember that this is a small and these are 4 mediums, so we don't, you know, say, oh, we got 5 mediums and then send them in and the customer get the wrong thing. So we got to make sure of that. This one too, different color scheme, sells for $80, but look at the packaging. For some reason they have cut this original like packaging and like put this sticker here. And other than that, it looks good, but Amazon knew it can't have box damage, so I'm not gonna send this in, and I'm certainly not gonna send underwear in as used. Again, same color scheme, different size. This is a large. I'm going to go ahead and grab that as well. There's 5 people selling this, so there is like the same people selling it on every listing. So either they're people like you and me who are doing this. Maybe this is a size that is sort of like, you know, I'm sorry, like a color scheme that's sort of going out and people really like it for some reason, and people finding it at different bargain stores and stuff like that. Or maybe they're like bona fide Calvin Klein sellers, and we're going to take the you can't sell this hit. But it hasn't, like I said, it hasn't happened to me before, so I got faith that they will sell and we won't have any problems. Here's some more up here, some more mediums just in a different spot. I'm gonna go ahead and pick those up, and I'm gonna check these also because these were the other color scheme with the light blue here. Make sure the boxes are in good condition, see if we can pick some of those up. Okay, so for some reason every one of these is the same. They've like ripped the back packaging off to put their sticker on there. I went through about 5 or 6 of them and they're all the same like that. So I don't know why that is, but that's stupid. We're not gonna get those because of it. Some of you all that have been with me outsourcing before know that I always check these Puma slides, all the different sizes and styles. None of these are worth anything though. They're all 15 and they're selling online for like 27, so we're not gonna make anything. Always check the hats. I don't really see any on this aisle here. I did get a bunch of sun hats like this though from Colombia, and they're starting to sell. Also Polo Ralph Lauren, your classic ball caps sell really well. Unfortunately, all these Polo socks, none of them come up on Amazon. So I don't like to create new listings, so we're gonna leave them. All right, so this is all we got, but that's okay. We've got 9 of them at $25 a piece. I think it's right $225, and we should make 35 or so off of each one. So we're gonna be looking at making about $300 profit on a $200 investment from these Calvin Klein underwear from TJ Maxx. Let's go ahead and check out. Hey, that didn't turn out too bad. I had a $40 in TJ Maxx rewards, so it ended up being like $190 something, and we should, like I said, get like $300 profit off of that. So that $40, you know, we're looking like into the $300 to $350 range now. So hopefully those sell as quick as their seller rank and the keeper graph shows that they will. And I just want to say that, you know, hey, when I go into these stores, like, I don't know how other YouTubers do it. If they go in there and they like plan it out and they only get like the good scores or something like that. Obviously, you know, if you go in there, it's a bust, you're not going to post that every time. But when I go into a store, I'm going right in. So it's just like you're right with me, right? I don't do any planning. I don't go in there and scout at first and then go to the good spots. I mean, I just walk around like I would be normally and just record it. So that's, you know, sort of how retail arbitrage looks. That's live action right there. So if it's something you're interested in, that's about how it goes. You can always do things a little different. You know, you could see things you're like, oh man, you should have got that or whatever. Or you could be like, oh man, I wouldn't have picked that up. But it's cool to build a community and to learn from each other and to build each other up. So thank you for stopping by. If you like the content and the tips, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video if you liked the video. And remember, don't be a jerk. Be kind to other people. Be kind to yourself. And until next time, I'll catch you all later.